The Knights of Origo were tired of the petty politics of Bretonnia and set off for the dangerous shores of Araby. Here, the island outpost of Pyrrhus seemed like a good place for the Holy Order to build their monastery. The warriors of Araby disagreed, but they didn't protest for very long. They called their home the Holy Monastery of Divine Origo, and all was peaceful until the Corsairs returned. Origo's Grand Master led them on a crusade. Every ship was burned down, every port demolished, and again there was peace, a calm that would last only for a few short years. They didn't know it then, but a great evil would come. Fallen warriors of a forgotten time, risen from the sand, and their way of life was threatened again. Their monastery destroyed, and Grandmaster slain. It seemed that all was lost if not for the efforts of Sir John Tyrwell and the Order's holy champion, Donna Don Domingo. The Order was reformed, and a flame was ignited in their hearts. They did not lose hope. Their peace of mind was not found in meditation any longer, but in the purifying heat of combat. As Sir John's family would put it, only the sword purifies. Now we begin our grand crusade. Sir John Tyrwell and Donna Don Domingo are ready to begin their crusade. We're in a precarious position on the island outpost of Pyrrhus right now. There's many enemies around me, but also friends who hinder my expansion opportunities. I do not have a capital settlement at all, only a minor one. And in time, I will reach my cap when I try to recruit even more units. But I will try to do so. Right now, Sir John Tyrwell is going to build a new army. After that, we're going to find a new foe to fight. If I look over to the southwest, we have Thagan's Errantry and Knights of the Flame. The Knights of the Flame are also in a very difficult position over at Lachiek. Eventually, I would like to launch our Grand Crusade into the Southlands, but before I do that, we've got to prepare. Meaning, I've got to find out who is behind me and who I should destroy. If I can ensure that my rear is covered and that we're not having to worry about being betrayed from behind, then I can focus on my war. Sartosa has got to go. No matter what, we cannot allow there to be any vampiric corruption close by. Sir John Tyrwell will rally his men, and hopefully in time befriend Thagan's Errantry. In our game here, we will play slightly tall, meaning that we will spend time developing our towns. We will spend time not conquering every single location as quickly as we can, because again, it will take me time to become powerful enough to do so. So we're going to recruit many men-at-arms, and in a few turns, we'll probably be ready to set sail over here to Sartosa, where we can have a large battle. Before we do that, let's go over to our research. I'm going to work on the chivalric code, and later I'll pick up support religious errantry. Every Bretonnian lord knows that honor and chivalry come before everything. They'll gain more armor and leadership, they being my lords and heroes. And over here, support religious errantry. The ongoing errantry wars across the sea need constant political and financial support. That would be all of us down here. I'll gain more chivalry again, but also every other crusading faction down here will like me, meaning that I won't have to worry about them. I do hope in time Thagan will want to join me directly. We will need his help, or if he doesn't help us, we'll have to come to a different decision later on. Now, Virus, I will not upgrade your building just yet. Sir John Tyrwell, you have a nice sword over here, Sword of Saint Origo. At level 14, we've got Faithful Brothers. He'll provide more leadership for his knights, and if you look at it too, a higher recruit rank. We'll probably begin by giving him Hatred. If I do that, he'll have more damage, melee attack, and a charge bonus later on. And you can see that many of his abilities are about fighting other factions, which is what we'll be picking up when we can. We ended at the Grandmaster of Knights of Origo. He'll have a better frenzy ability for not only his own personal use, but his army too, and a higher replenishment for all knights. Our knights will be greatly enhanced by all that we're doing. And I am using closer to tabletop overhaul, meaning that it's a more so emulate tabletop. Over here we have a Blessed Field Trebuchet. you'll find that it's crucial that I use it quite well. Not only does it deal a lot of damage, it's got a lot of ammunition too, magical ammunition. Donna Don Domingo. What do you have? You've also got Northern Fury, and a few other interesting abilities like leading by example. Over here, warrior, not warrior. That'll be fantastic to have, but we're going to work on whatever we can for him. It looks like in time he'll be leading my battle pilgrims into combat. And Sacred Guardian will give him and others in range 22% to their physical resistance. Dear God, that's really good. Right now it's 8%. And he has perfect vigor. He's a very powerful guy. Up here's a new blade for him too at level 16. The Heathen Dispatcher. Oh wow, it's fantastic too when fighting foes and making more money. So again, now you know my plans, you know where we're at and what we're trying to do. Let's get ready to go to Sartosa. It took time, but John Tyreweld led his crusading army to Sartosa, that rugged port city of pirates and brigands. And Baron Thagan wanted to engage in a peace treaty with us while we were building up, meaning that I at least get a few gold coins per turn. But now, it's time for a major siege battle. As you can see, I have many peasants in my army, and they're about to give their lives for the greater cause of Our Lady. At level 2, I'll give you Blade Master, Donna Don Domingo. That'll give him +5 to his melee attack. That's really good, he'll have a much higher chance to hit. And here we go, right now. It looks like Talea was fighting them, and they were able to win. So let's get into the battle right now. As you can see, the balance of power is not in my favor, but if I fight hard, if I plan it just right, we might be able to win. I've got to win. I'm in a very difficult position to where I've got my back against the wall here. Alright, let's go. The Battle of Sartosa has begun. Not only have we taken out the towers, but as you can see, my blessed field trebuchet is able to easily eliminate their sirens. We'll continue to hit their units, and in time we'll begin to focus on other enemies who are currently around us, like their Death Guard. If you really look at it, they don't have a lot of powerful melee units, meaning that if I take out those elite units, I should be able to win. Though many will die today, I do believe that Sir John's order is going to be able to come to a nice victory. Let's go look at our army before we just let them operate and take out all of those blasted walls. We'll blow down a few chunks of their walls, and after that, we'll charge in. Sir John Tyreweld is putting a lot at stake here. If we don't win this battle, our campaign is over. We'll be unable to continue. We'll be unable to set up our grand crusade into the Southlands. Sure, I've got to fight here for a time, but it's only a staging zone. It'll ensure that our rear is well guarded. They won't be able to stop us, and in time, these walls will fall too. The walls have been broken down. Now, Donna Don Domingo and Sir John will not allow their soldiers to go into combat until they enter it first. They have climbed up onto the walls to destroy more of these enemies here. And as you can see, they're not proficient in melee combat. One's already been tossed over the wall. There are bombers too, and it looks like they have a mortar right back here. We'll have to be mindful of that. Though, we're going to see the first wave occur in just a minute. The first wave of brave Bretonnian men who will go straight into combat for their lord. All the while, Donna Don and Sir John do their best to ensure that less bombers will be able to rail against their many soldiers who are coming down below. Though, as we could see, they have many more zombies that will take their place. But together, they'll fight another battle and see another day through. Right now, the many pirates are getting ready right down here to defend the breach. There's a bloated corpse here as well. Many will die because of it. We'll find out what he'll be capable of doing very soon. Hopefully, we'll be okay. Mortars are now striking at my ranks. They're beginning to charge right in. The brave Knights of Origo are heading right in as we speak. The Death Guard are here too. One unit was completely eradicated by the trebuchet, but one still remains. Now here comes a bloated zombie. I'm about to explode and unfortunately kill many of my soldiers. Here comes more rotting Prometheans, and bombers from above are hitting our men. It's right by us right now. There we go. Fortunately, it took out a few of its own men as well. Not bad. Though it looks like our initial advance into the breach has been met with great casualties, though we have many more soldiers who are on the way. There's a wave of them that will be here very, very soon. Above, our Lord and his champion are still cutting right through dozens of undead. All the while, the undeads are still here defending. I do fear their elite warriors will kill hundreds of my own. But it looks like the many leaders of these peasant ragtag bands are currently sending their men to the walls, while our knights begin to break down that accursed gate. Hopefully afterwards we'll be able to go after their mortar. Over here we're back into the breach. A few of my soldiers come back in, and they hold on, or they try to anyway. Those bombers are really deadly. They're really striking a heavy toll upon our soldiers, but more and more of our men-at-arms are beginning to charge right in. I feel like we have a shot at potentially winning if we keep on pressing them. Let's go look at other parts of the map now. Over here, more of my soldiers are beginning to climb onto the walls. Sir John knew that he would have to hit every location simultaneously if he wanted to overwhelm them. If we did not, they would simply be able to shoot us down, as you saw in that initial advance. So the battle continues on. Many died today, and we continue to send in more men into the breach. Some return to help out. There are rotting Prometheans over here, and they've got to go. More zombies are charging in. But look at how many men that we have. As I told you, I wanted to summon up an entire army to take this location. Let's go over here now. We're slowly beginning to rally up on the walls. Unfortunately, that means my soldiers will be quite tired. Well, we found a few sirens. Oh dear God. They're like bats underneath the freaking walkway. Terrifying, really. Right now, Donna Don Domingo and Sir John are helping their men fight against rotting Prometheans, giant creatures that they're having to put down right now. Let's keep on looking. Over on the wall, we're doing our best to hold. And don't worry, over time my camera work will improve, I hope. I'm just trying to get used to it. Now, is the gate broken? The gate is currently broken. It looks like the knights were able to do what they set out to do. They're beginning to charge through. As I've said before, the goal is to go after not rotting Prometheans, but the mortar crews back here. It looks like a few were destroyed due to misfiring, and closer to tabletop, every bit of artillery has a chance to misfire, meaning that they could be destroyed just by misfiring. These rotting Prometheans are killing many of my soldiers, but we were able to easily take out so many of their zombies without much threat or harm to us. Let's go look over here now. There's only a few zombies left. Over here, we unfortunately have that group of Death Guard who are still killing dozens of my soldiers, if not hundreds already. It's probably hundreds already. Let's go look over here now. My knights are beginning to move towards those rotting Prometheans. It stopped their charge, unfortunately, but hopefully a few of them will be able to meet them a little bit further so that we can take out that crew of mortar. They're pressing through now, or they're trying to. And while they do so, we're still overwhelming so many enemies, like this group of elite Death Guard. That mortar was able to fire and take out a few of our soldiers. There was no friendly fire in that shot for them, I believe. They're continuing to push in now. Let's go find out what Sir John and our champion is currently up to. It looks like right now the rotting Prometheans still have them on hold, though a few of them have been destroyed. The Grail Relique is here. Now my men are inspired, and it looks like they were able to destroy them all. Let's come back over here where we see more brave soldiers charging into this rugged port city. The port city of Sartosa. These Knights of the Realm are currently stationary, but they're having to hold the line. More units are moving in. They do have halberds. They probably need to retreat very soon. Too many are being put down. These are well armored and well equipped young men who are here to hopefully win a battle today. Here comes my soldiers now. My men-at-arms. And they have made it. They've charged right in. These knights are still holding for now. I'm sure in time they may move back. Let's go look over here at what we're doing with that group of Death Guard. They have finally fallen apart. It looks like the battle is finally over. We've won. Their leader was taken down. They had only a captain, no actual lord or lady like Aranessa. Unfortunately for a few of these poor guys, they're still being cut down in the prime of their life. Completely destroyed. As you can hear them, they're saying fight, fight, fight. They're very brave to take on zombies and everything else here. That's pretty wild. There's only a few zombies left now. Besides what we're seeing there, the mainstay of our forces beginning to move in. It shouldn't be much longer. Sir John is moving in too, which means our champion is not too far behind, I'm sure. But here they come. It looks like they have taken some heavy casualties in that fight. We'll watch them fight for a little bit longer. They're probably like, you know what? I'm going to put off seafood from now on. Everyone's moving in. If only my knights would return, I feel like they would be a great help, but I feel like their casualties were already too immense. But now, we've won the battle. It's one more out of the way. It was a hard-fought battle, and we won. We're not going to raise it. We're not going to sack it. I need to maintain a new location where I can settle up my armies for future invasions. A new right unlocked, a Call of Errantry. In an effort to become Knights of the Realm, young nobles will seek challenges to prove themselves. Knights Errant will sometimes be tasked to an errantry war by their king, sent out on a potentially suicidal mission for the good of their nation. Province secured. We now have Sartosa. It was a tough battle, one where many spent their lives to earn this location, but now we can improve. If we go look over here, replenishment would be fantastic, but so would making more money or even public order. Though right now, I can only get public order from my orchids. I'm going to take it right now. We have a lot of vampiric corruption, and you know who will want to come by again. It looks like she went after Lucini, but was unable to beat them completely. Braganza Ratislayer, he's coming down too. Even if they take a new location, they're trapped now. I have walls over here, though they are damaged because of me. Alright, what am I going to take for a new commandment? I suppose what I could use right now is even more control. I'll take Venerate the Lady, and we'll get +2 to our Untainted score. We'll need a new name for this location. It's a fantastic location. And over here, Sir John, I'm going to give you, for right now, Route Marcher. We could use more campaign movement. Many died. I could combine what I have right now. I suppose I should Control A and Control M to do that. Now, we're not going to have such a big penalty to all of my farms where I can now make more money. If I go look at diplomacy, there's not too much that I can do right now. The Knights of the Flame are already losing. They do not want to confederate. Fine, so be it. If we can't take lands over the Southlands just yet, I'll take lands elsewhere as we begin to prepare for that grand invasion. If we look at it, if I have time, I'll be able to have a very lucrative port city over in Sartosa. We'll turn it into a law-abiding province dedicated to the lady. But now I believe our current turn is done. There's not too much more for me to do until I either have Arnessa come by or we subjugate Sartosa completely, but that will take time, largely due to the lack of control here. There's a lot of corruption, and we just conquered it, meaning that we're going to have some instability for a few turns. It shouldn't be too bad, though. Oh, and before I forget, let's go over here. I've got a few, well, ignore the big red screen over here, but I've got a few unique things for our leader. Holy Crusaders. Years ago, the Knights of Origo were driven back from their monastery and fires by Arabian pirates. The knights lost almost all that they hold dear, even their Grand Master was slain in combat. And as you can see here, I'm immune to desert attrition. And that is for every army that I have. Really, that alone will make it very easy for me to move through the desert. I'm very happy about that. And I'll have a higher recruit rank whenever recruiting Knights Errant, questing Knights, Battle Pilgrims, and Grail Relics. Alright. I think that's largely what I need right now. And it's finally time for me to end my turn because I have conquered a new location already. I've done it before too. In another campaign where I played the New World Colonies, I conquered the land of Mazdamundi. That was really challenging, and there really is a high chance to lose, but if you do it, you're much better off afterwards. Okay, Arnessa, what will you do now? Foolish vainglory. They say you revel in victory. They say you spend more time erecting monuments to battles past than managing the realm. They say you are a fool. Let's see here. We'll see who is the fool. We'll gain 5 leadership for all of my armies, which is only 1 right now, for 3 turns total. I'll take it. Arnessa, I don't really know where she went to. She might be gone now. And I was able to get my new technology, support religious errantry. We now have 10 more chivalry, and all of those crusading factions down here like me a lot more. What more should I pick up? Leaders of men diplomacy. The southern realms would like me more as well. Men tend to understand each other's motives, so diplomacy between factions is simply a matter of balancing competing interests for a mutual advantage. Very well written, by the way. I could have Kings of the Desert diplomacy, but no, not for me. Maybe one day, but not for me. Later, I think what I'll do, I'll go down here to Decrees of Bretonnia. That way we can begin to improve our people, or we can go over to economic investment in order to make more money or to have more growth. So for me, I'm slowly beginning to gain more money, though corruption here is still very high. That will change, and it will take time. It's an interesting campaign. Not every campaign needs to be based upon constantly moving turn after turn, which is usually how I play, but I'm here to change that up a little bit. And why don't I get rid of one of you for right now? I'll get rid of you. There we go. Now we're going to make more money. Money that I can begin to save up for when I can truly spend it on more important matters. But I believe we have a few more turns here. We could have a rebellion over in Virus. I don't know if our buddies over in Thagan's Errantry will join me. I highly doubt it. I didn't believe they would. But now they really like me. Leoness is over here. I hope that one day we can engage in trade. It would be incredible if they would begin to send me money way down here. She's not dead yet. She's got to be traveling around and waiting. So, let's go over a plan right now. If we're unable to take out Aranessa, we might not need to. The Skaven, I believe, are beginning to move on our potential allies up north. As you can see, there's a lot of corruption up here. So what could I do about that? One option for me is to take out the Skaven early. If I do that, we'll have one deadly enemy eliminated, and I'm really beginning to consider it, which means I might need to max out my armies again. Another option is to come down here to Zandri. I can move down to Zandri and take a new location. Sir John Tyreweld has many choices to consider. Currently, he's in a port city called Sartosa, and he's trying to compete between many dire circumstances. There are so many locations that need to be cleansed by holy flame. Xandri would be a great beginning, but it's not a capital area. If I took over here, Skavenblight, it wouldn't be easy to hold, but I could burn it down, which means I would make more money. I would be able to have more experience too, but for now, we've got to wait over here in Sartosa. We were able to gain someone new. Someone who would like to invest in our Grand Crusade, though we still bide our time for another major invasion. Considering our massive early gain, we now have a damsel. She's come down from Bordello, sailed from those fine lands over to the dangerous lands of Araby. In time, she will come to join us in Sartosa, where again, we begin to subjugate the people here, the unruly pirates, the brigands, and everyone else who remains. At level 3, I would like to give another ability to Sir John. We're going to give him hatred. Some warriors care not for their own personal safety and so work themselves into a whirlwind of destruction and mindless violence. He'll gain more of a charge bonus plus 10 and a new passive ability called Frenzy, meaning that he's going to have more weapon damage, melee attack, charge bonus, and he'll be immune to psychology too. He won't be fearful in battle. And over here for Donna Don Domingo, our champion, we shall now give him Crusader Knight. Later, we'll give him level 2. He'll have more weapon strength. Okay, so I believe that is all that I can do right now. Thagan's errantry, what can you do? I suppose we could ally, sure. They'll want to do it. Okay, they don't want to move into my lands. And Leoness, what about you? You do like me a lot, as they well should. Later, we might even be able to get more support from them. Clan Scryer is right over here in Skavenblight. They've conquered 3 locations total. Wow. That could be a huge issue. In 2 more turns, it looks like all the human nations will like me a lot more. After that, I'll begin to work on improving our combat capabilities, but we have a bit longer to go as we wait here. I don't want to recruit anyone new just yet. And I may go after Tabato first before I do so. It really depends. Skavenblight has a decent garrison. I don't know where their major army is at. And in time, they will have a big rebellion. Hopefully, it will weaken their defenses. I would like to imagine that right now, Sir John is sending out his scouts to find out about Skavenblight. Now we know a little bit more about it. I could give it to one of the nearby nations, which could be a decent idea. They would like me for it. They would be able to potentially keep it under their control. And there would be no Skaven to worry about. The goal is to make sure that whenever I begin my major invasion down here, we don't have to worry about anyone from behind coming after us at all. That is why I'm carefully laying out our plan. And I really enjoy that I'm able to end turns to take my time instead of having to rush from point to point. Not that I really could, again, due to the locations that I'm in. It's a very difficult one. I have no capital at all outside of Sartosa, which I took in bloody combat. And it looks like I may need to come down here to the land of assassins. We may do that very soon. But I've got to maintain control of Sartosa. As you can see, we're barely keeping control here. I could cancel out my taxation. I'm not making too much from them. But either way, we need more public order. And I will go after those Tomb Kings eventually. It will just take a little bit of time. It looks like we were betrayed by Talea. They saw competition. Now before we go on, I would like to explain to you a little bit of history here on why there might have been fear about what our true intentions are. The Crusades against Araby happened a long time ago, and it refers to a 3-year-long military campaign launched by the Knights of Bretonnia and the Empire. Their goal was to free the land of Estalia, right over here, currently led by Lupio Sunscryer, from the Sultan Jafar. Knights from all over Bretonnia took to the Crusades' call, hungry for glory and honor in combat. This campaign was the largest known concentration of knights in the history of the world, which would lead to the creation of many of the Empire's orders. Now, the errantry war would begin, and they would come down upon the men of Araby quickly. The people of Araby were cut down, their armies smashed, and the Sultan killed. It all started when the Skaven convinced Jafar that Estalia was planning to depose him and to invade his lands. So he would summon up a vast fleet and army, and they would invade. Estalia never dealt with any external enemies before. Because of that, they were unprepared, and Araby was able to sack Mugrita. Afterwards, they would head to Bilbili, over to the north. As you might imagine, Bilbili is rather close to Bretonnia, and because of that, Bretonnia saw a threat. So whether the king saw some type of impingement on his honor, and he felt a need to help these people, or it was out of fear, he decided to act either way. And so that Grand Crusade was called. Now, Talea is currently fighting me. We were very close to completing technology that would allow me to have them like me further. But now we have a good reason to take their lands. Again, if I take their lands now, I'll be able to move down here to invade with a lot more money behind me. I'll call for a bit of help. Thagan will help me. We're allied. So now we have a new war to fight. There could be rebellions that occur, but that is okay. He would like to ally. There aren't very many factions around here that are rather friendly to me. That could be okay. We'll take it for now. Together, we'll fight. Together, we'll take on Lucini. And hopefully, in time, we can make friends with the Greybeard's prospectors. So here's my current turn. Lucini, would I be able to wipe you out? You're led by Berganza Ratislayer. If I take Miragliano, I'll be able to use it as a staging point to destroy Skavenblight, which is one of my true goals. It's an evil force we've got to destroy quickly. I suppose I could go now. Before I do that, I would like to upgrade Sartosa to level 2. I'll be able to gain 1 more control, more growth, and we'll gain 2 more construction slots as well, in addition to having a larger garrison. Slightly larger than Bretonnian hamlets, village buildings look much the same, though may include an inn and smithy too. Sounds like a D&D town. Virus is still currently unhappy. They do not make me a lot of money, so I will no longer tax them. And I'm going to come over here to Lucini right now. It's about time. There's a lot of vampire corruption still. But I've got a battle to win. They have many soldiers, and hopefully we can win. Leo. The men of Talea have not made a wise choice. Right now, my blessed field trebuchet is going to take down dozens of their soldiers before they even reach the hill. It's already destroyed many undead. A few men will not be any different at all. You can see their brave leader at least leading them uphill. My Knights of the Realm are currently out there moving off to the flank. You can kind of see them out there in the distance. Sure, they have a few ranged units, but again, it won't matter whenever that trebuchet is able to kill so many of their soldiers. And they're having to charge uphill. What a disastrous affair for all of them. Here comes Sir John and Don Domingo heading after their leader. We'll leave them to their fates, as right now, we've got soldiers charging into a battle. It's a bloody one. This Knights of the Realm will be out here later, as we can see that trebuchet taking out more of them. Let's go look at more of this battle. Sure, you might have one brave leader, but I have thousands of brave men. Battle pilgrims or not, they can fight pretty well. It looks like my field trebuchet has been able to take out quite a large chunk of their archers. Even more are being put down. We can zoom upwards real quick and just have a good overview of the fight. You can see that right now they have 2 units from behind trying to take down my Knights of the Realm. Naturally, people on foot are unable to keep up with my Knights of the Realm. They'll be charging in from behind to take out their archers. These archers are left alone. What can they do? I don't really know. But we can see now they're in a great deal of trouble. Here comes one charge. And already they're falling apart. And here comes another charge. They're being hit at multiple places all over the map. I didn't wait up here for too long. I eventually met them. But sure, we'll lose plenty of soldiers. There's my Grail Relique. We have a good story for him that I'll have to go over eventually. It's a very amusing one as well. Over here, they're surrounded. These brave men, they're not going to be here for much longer. I said brave, and they immediately collapsed, going, hey man, too much pressure for me. What is happening way down there? That trebuchet was able to kill a few of her own, but it killed much more of their own soldiers. Look at that. The Knights of the Realm are currently in formation, in a lance formation, and they're charging right into the behinds of my enemies. Here comes more of them. That's how they win it today. Units are moving behind the flank of another enemy, which is going through it right now. In the core of that formation, they broke. They're no longer here anymore. You can see at various stages where they're being hit. My Knights of the Realm, they have won the battle. Let's come over here now and find out what's happening to their remaining soldiers. These battle pilgrims were no match for their linemen, for their line soldiers, but my field trebuchet was able to help out, as we saw. There will be more help too. Here it comes. True cacophony and destruction of our foes. We've won that battle too. There's another fight to be had, and it'll be great. We lost 351 soldiers in that battle. They lost many more. We were fighting a battle where they had to charge uphill, and my blessed field trebuchet is quite powerful. I'm currently using a battle overhaul called Closer to Tabletop, and it's quite good. It's meant to emulate the feel of Tabletop when it comes to the balance of the units. And so, I've got one group of artillery that is really the only reason why I'm able to win these fights at all. If it wasn't for that, we would be very much dead right now. But so far, the Grand Crusade is going well. We're not fighting any type of major army just yet. We're fighting minor factions that are really not that consequential. Now I get to occupy again because I want these people to be alive. I'm not here to be cruel. We've gained a Talisman of Endurance. Now we have a ward save of 15%. Ward save nullifies all types of damage. Magic, physical, ranged, all of it.
My reputation
At level 4, I'm going to put a point for you over into what then? Let me think about that real quick. Defender of the Lady would be quite appropriate. There is a really cool modification that I haven't picked up again, but it gives you 2 points per level for only a few of your initial levels. Lionhearted for minus 50% to rally and stand your ground. And over here, Valorous Ballads for a larger leadership aura size. And basic training, meaning that my army will not tire out quickly. For now, I'm going to pick up more weapon strength. There we go. Okay, now while we wait here, I suppose I should recruit more units, but I'll need a barracks in order to do so. Unfortunately, Lucini doesn't have any barracks. How many turns until we grow? 5. Wow. That may take a minute. Sartosa, I don't need to tax you right now. I don't want there to be a large rebellion. Not right now. It looks like I may have to play defensively for a little bit. They will come after me again, and it will take time for me to prepare for a new battle. Maybe Thagan will come help me. I don't really know. I hope he does, but I don't really know if he will or will not. Either way, if I conquer the entire area, the entire province, I'll be quite wealthy. It'll downgrade into tier 2. They do have cannonballs for their towers. Oh dear God. Well, we're going to see if we can actually do it or not. But so far, we're growing already. Our campaign is going quite well so far. Now we have a few completed things like a tap room over in Virus. I would like to get a rally field. For larger musters, a more populated area closer to the town is required. We'll have shields. It takes a lot to get shields, evidently. I don't really want to use global recruitment, largely because the recruitment cost is much more than the upkeep. If I go back home, they may take their town back. Oh, here's a few orcs over here. I wonder if they would like a peace treaty. I could use one. I highly doubt they want one, but let's find out. They don't want one. Okay, we can wait. I'm a little bit stronger than they are, but I've got to have my numbers go back up. The border princes, oh man, the border princes would like to have a non-aggression pact. I wonder, will they pay me? They will. It wasn't a lot, but I'll take it. Estalia, I don't want to fight you either. Good. They don't want to fight me. Sugar's Empire, you only own one location. If I wasn't fighting our little friends over here in Talea, then I would come to destroy Xandri. I wouldn't hold it, largely because it's not a capital region or a capital town. Himri would be great to take, but Himri will be quite difficult to take. Look at that large garrison. The Tomb Kings are no joke. I beat a bunch of pirates because, if you really think about it, that garrison was largely ranged units. I used my magical trebuchet to take out their sirens and their elite guards, but after that, they had largely trash. They couldn't beat me in, normal pitched combat. Okay, unfortunately, I've got to recruit while I'm here. I'm going to take my spearmen at arms and keep it cheap. And done. Then we'll have 12 out of 12. I want to keep my money up for right now, and I think that will do. Thick Skullson would like a peace treaty. I could take that, sure. They want 100 gold. I don't want to fight them anytime soon. It'll take time to get into the Southlands because of where I'm at. Maybe if I was over where the Knights of the Flame were at, I could do it. Sly. Huh, what a great name for a goblin. I would like to imagine he's really mischievous. But right now, to the east, we're not having to worry about them. What do you want, Baron? Oh, we can do that, Baron. Wait, hold on. You're rank 1 in strength? Now, I would like to know how that happened. You're meant to be an underdog. I don't mind, really. And over here, we have lizardmen, too. What is going on? I've never seen any of that ever happen in my life. Well, the Baron is terrifying. I'm glad he's on my side right now. Evidently, he would like to crusade as well. I'll tell you, though, one day, he'll join me. I don't know when, but one day he'll do so. I did request of him, or I should say, Sir John requested of him, his assistance in taking out the ne'er-do-wells over in Talea. It looks like they're coming. They even called an errantry. Oh man. Now they have a lot of soldiers coming to fight. Goodbye, my enemies. Look at that. They're beginning to mobilize. If they could only weaken the Talaeans, maybe I could move up later. I couldn't beat all of that, not right now. At level 4, Donna. What should I give you? Guardian. What's over here? Oh, I see. Later, I'll give him Guardian. That's really good. Enemy heroes would have a very hard time striking out against me. Full plate armor. That is a lot of plate armor, surprisingly. I'm glad. You could use more melee defense for sure. Hand-to-hand combat is a lethal match of cut and thrust. We'll take it. And again, I've got to take my time. Sartosa, you're currently at growth 2, at level 2. I could build the Peg Street Pawn Shop. It would give me many trade goods, but I don't have the money for it just yet. If I wait, I will have the money for it, or I could build over here my orchards. If I do that, I'll have more control in addition to trade goods. Would anyone like to engage in trade right now? No one would. Fine, fine. I don't mind. Other factions really like me right now. Talea, you only need to change your mind. Fine, don't do it. I can wait. Well, let's get more control so I can begin to tax Sartosa. It's not a lot of money, but I'll take it either way. Or, what I could do for now, to get a lot more money, I could build fields. That to me is a much better idea. It would allow me to get bowmen too. I need bowmen. Bowmen are great, and they're very cheap. Let's take one more building that's going to help out. Yeah, I'm going to take a weaving house. Not bad. Now we've only got to wait for another turn. Then I'll get my archers. I'll have 3 of them total. We'll continue to replenish a bit more. And hopefully, Thagan will go after Talea when they weaken them. Oh my god, no. Wait, look at it now. There's a storm going on. meaning that our allies will be greatly weakened by the time they get over there. Hopefully, not too many will die.
Do you know who I
Okay,
am?
Baron Thagan. I trust you. You'll do a good job, I believe. Then we get to move on, too. The Baron is continuing to move on,
Valiant Lord.
though he's lost many men.
Do you
Hopefully
know
he'll
who I
be
am?
able to win. If he's not able to win, I'll come in later. For now, we're coming down over here to Sartosa because I've got to pick up some more soldiers. If I do so, we'll have a bit of attrition. Okay, Lucini, you could be great bait when I think about it. If they come down to retake you, I can beat one of their armies again. I'm okay with doing that. I'm here to play the long game. Okay, let's have a look down here at what might benefit my faction. That would help me fight Skaven, Beastmen, Dark Elves, no, Chaos later. There's a lot of really good stuff here, but I don't really need any of it, not yet. Immune to snow attrition, not bad at all. I would love to have immunity to any type of naval attrition. Now that would be better. I'll go after greenskins later too. So for now, let's see here. Chaos territory attrition. Oh, we could get rid of that, really. Now, that's really good too. I think what I'll do, I will probably come over here to economic investment. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll get more growth and I'll gain more income as well. With all of that said, am I now ready to recruit a few archers? I am. Not bad. I'll lose some farming income, but trust me, I need my archers right now. I can only get 2. Vampiric corruption is continuing to go down. That's why I've had to end turns over and over. If I didn't, that corruption would destroy me. And it looks like Xandri is causing issues over in Virus due to their own corruption. Darn it. I'll have to come down over there later to destroy them. Xandri, you're a large pain in my side right now. Okay, Baron,
Lord
I
of
hope that you can do it,
Bretonnia.
even though you're weakened. I'll come up maybe in one turn. I won't have a full army, but that's really okay. I think we'll be able to manage somehow. Yeah. After that awful storm, Baron Thagan left us all alone. Now we've got to try to win this battle. I hope that we can, though our numbers are nowhere near what they have. And they have many crossbowmen too, in addition to spears to counter what few knights I do have. Let's find out if we can win. I really don't know, but we'll find out. Sir John Tyrewald is probably confident. I'm not nearly as confident. Where I may have great difficulty in winning. I'm heavily outnumbered. As you can see, their units are all over. Though I do have many peasant bowmen. These peasant bowmen might deliver me, as will my blessed field trebuchet. Here they are now, still charging in. Our formation is right over here. We're letting them wade through the water. Eventually, they're going to lose a lot. Our leaders, Sir John and Don Domingo, are holding. I've got a large formation on the left flank and another one on the right flank, right in the woods, in addition to my Knights of the Realm, waiting for their chance to kill more archers. So now, let's watch these volleys unleash upon them. They have no shields, and so with all of these peasant bowmen hitting them, we might have a good shot at winning, as I said before. They still have many of their own crossbowmen back here, who are holding on well. Here we go. Everyone is charging in. Let's go check out Donna Domingo. That trebuchet eradicated a good portion of that center formation, followed up by a series of volleys that are beginning to just pincushing them completely. Sir John is over here fighting their leader. You can see that right now, these bowmen are bloodying them heavily. On our left flank, there's a large battle happening right now. We're crossing over the water, trying to get right behind them. My Knights of Origo are rather potent. It would be much better if they were mounted though, I've got to say that, but I do understand we can't afford that right now. Though they are breaking, here's what we need to be. worried about. As my Knights of the Realm are attacking archers from behind, their reinforcing army is now moving in. Hundreds more men coming to fight, in addition to their paymaster bodyguards too. You can see that it's going to be quite a messy fight now. They'll break, they'll come back. We'll have to give chase. As I only have so many arrows, I'll need more in the future. Here comes my pilgrims right now. There's bound to be some friendly fire, I'm sure. But that is alright. Let's go look at where these men are going. There's a large block of them heading over to my left flank, where many soldiers are potentially going to break, but for now they're holding. Behind us, you can see that my Knights of the Realm are currently just moving through several units here. There are a few who are breaking, and we're hitting them. We're sending them flying. Our goal is to make sure that we can just win this battle, but not only win this battle, but kill as many as we can. There's far too many to leave alive right now, and so these volleys here continue to focus on various targets, much like my field trebuchet. Though, a great concern is about their leader who is fighting our leader, Sir John. As you can see here, he's come back, and now he's killing defenseless men. Men who are just doing their job right now, who have no swords to fight with. My archers are continuing to obliterate dozens of their soldiers. People are bleeding, people are dying today. They even brought in more crossbowmen. It's really a wonder that we're able to hold on. There's our leader. Sir John continues to fight. Don Domingo again stands with him. His champion is never far behind, always launching themselves into the thick of it. Here's where you can see my knights, unfortunately, are being bloodied. He just cut off a head. That was a good shot. It's a little bit too jarring, I think, when I zoom in. I'll have to keep it smooth where I'm able to. More of them are beginning to break. It's not a red sun, not yet. Yeah, if I zoom in, I'll probably just want to do that and carefully look, or just keep it like that. But either way, right now, all of my volleys are trying to send their leader fleeing, and it worked. He's leaving now. I would rather have my archers focus on their units, but that will work too. It wasn't too bad. Let's go look over here now. Many of their men are beginning to flee. My Knights of the Realm are working overtime. It looks like we have won the battle. That is a major victory for our cause, and pretty soon we'll be able to eradicate every single unit they have. Imagine, you send out thousands of brave men, thinking that they'll come home with honor and glory and gold coin. But they come back dead. Every one of them. That is a victory that Sir John was able to win for us. But they still fight on. Our Knights of Origo continue to fight on as well. They're having to take on a paymaster bodyguard. As you can see, these fellows are quite challenging. If it wasn't for that, we'd have a much easier time. We're beginning to reform at a few locations. We have units moving behind them right now. That should impact their leadership. And everyone is moving into position. It was truly a bloody battle, again, because we weren't able to beat their leaders quickly. There was just so many of them. If I could target them, oh, how wonderful that would have been. They would have all broken so quickly. They had that reinforcing army to come in with paymaster bodyguards. These southern realms, though, are being put down. They don't have a chance. We've got them under control. And so now, we just have to finish them all off. The battle's over. We've won the battle. Look at all the bodies and where it took place. It took place all over these fields and hills too. My Knights of the Realm are currently chasing after many of them. But it's all over now. I wonder how many we'll capture. I bet it's going to be quite a bit. Capturing units is very important. You don't only lose soldiers in the battle itself, but in the rout. The rout is vital. If you can catch an enemy army in the rout, they'll lose so many more than they did in the battle. That's how it's meant to be. But it's now all over. And we're all done here. The only major goal that I have is to finish up all of their blasted units. Good job, Knights of Origo. You did it. Let's keep on chasing those who remain. As you can see, it's only fleeing units. It's all over for them. They're charging uphill. There's no one left to stand and fight. They all broke like the cowards that they truly are. No, they actually fought well. I'm very proud of them. Good job. You did it. Let's go. Let's go home. We lost over 600 soldiers in that battle. Antoine lost over 300. Our enemy, the main army led by their faction leader, Leonardo Catrazo, he lost 1,790 men in that battle. We completely obliterated them, though we were heavily outnumbered. A lot of the heavy lifting was done by my trebuchet and my knights too. It took some time, but we did it. Oh, and my mini peasant archers. Thankfully, we had a garrison here to help me out. 10% replenishment. I'll take it right now. We have one more battle to fight. We've got to put them to the sword, I believe. Look at them. They're trying to get away. If I beat them, I'll need time to replenish, but then I believe we might be able to push on to their capital. Baron Thagan is back home. That's a lot of lords. I wish I could have that many. We'll see what's going to happen now. She's moving out to the west. She'll be here in time. Won't take too long, I hope. I don't believe it will. At level 5, I'm going to put a point over into... Let's see here. I would like to buff up my army. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Certainly, my peasants need to become better. Like my peasant mob, men-at-arms, and spearmen-at-arms too. They'll get more melee defense. Plus 8 is really good. But for now, I shall focus on my lord. We will give him hard to hit. He could use more melee defense. And over here, Don Domingo, I'll put another point into hard to hit again. Now he has 55 melee defense, meaning his foes will have a hard time hitting him.
Not likely.
Look at how weak these two are.
Yes.
I could beat them right here and now. Lucini can upgrade to level 2. Not bad. Let's go pick up more money. I think it's time to go beat these guys in battle. Yeah, that isn't bad at all. Time to get rid of them. Decisive victory. I'll take more replenishment again. They had far too few for me to want to fight that out personally. Alright, let's come back to town again.
Lord of Bretonnia.
At my new level, I could give you a mount. I feel like I should, but you're about to fight a siege battle. I'll wait to give you a mount until later. We could wait until we get our hippogriff. Wait, hold on. We're only able to gain the quest at rank 20 whenever we win multiple battles with him. I like that. That's really cool. And later we get our Sword of St. Origo at level 14. For now, I would like my Faithful Brother's ability. What is a knight without his steed, but what is a steed without his knight? Knight and steed, noble and peasant. On such relationship is Bretonnia built. More leadership from my knights and a high recruit rank. Okay. We shall call our campaign here. I want to thank all of you for watching. I would like to give a big shout out to all of my patrons. $1 a month goes a very long way. Thank you for your support. And if you have enjoyed this, do not forget to leave a like and comment right down below. Let me know what you enjoyed about it. And look forward to a new part tomorrow. Until then,